Today, the California University community honors the life and memory of Shanice Clark, senior forward for the California University women's basketball team. Shanice played one season for the Vulcans before redshirting this current season after transferring from Santa Fe Community College in Florida. Our thoughts and prayers are with Shanice's family, friends, and loved ones. Welcome into the Convocation Center on the campus of California University of Pennsylvania for action between the California University women, Vulcans, and the Rock of Slippery Rock in a highly emotional contest. I'm Zach Prosva. Joining me today is Matt Hagee. And Matt, today, a very emotional game. Vulcans have had one already this past week, but today, the first home game. You see the last games there.
And the graceful move there by Gannon by moving the game back a day. And California, they had the rally, two big rallies twice, but unfortunately could not get it done against Gannon on the road. It's always a tough place to play. And Slippery Rock, they were sliding a little bit, but got a huge win at home against Clarion. That was a comeback win for them.
Yeah, California has not beaten Gannon in the Hammermill Center in over 8 years. We look at the last meeting between these two teams. It occurred last year. It was at Slippery Rock, and California came in, had themselves a pretty good day.
Yeah, and you and I were on the call for WCAL for that one, and it was a back and forth game. And every road win is an accomplishment. No matter what record the opposing team is, you win on the road in the PSAC, you've done yourself a nice job, and California got the win.
And we'll quickly look at our players to watch, starting with California, a freshman sensation who has been freshman of the week plenty of times so far throughout the season. And
it makes you wonder, how does head coach Jeff Strom find these freshmen? I mean, you got Mickey Glenn last year, Sierra Barrett this year. I mean, right now, you got to be the front runner for the PSAC West Freshman of the Year, and well-deservedly so. She's incredible to watch. She's great rebounds, and she has a nice little touch shot, too.
And then you look at Slippery Rock, their senior leader, their best player, one of the best in the PSAC West, if not the whole league.
The only player that is higher scoring average than her is Lindsay Stamp for IUP. So she's in good company. And California had trouble with her last year when the convocation started with 14 points, and she also had double digits against them at Slippery Rock. She's going to be a tough player, but Deasia Chambers is going to need more of a role player if Slippery Rock wants to win this game.
And we mentioned before, Matt, today is going to be an emotional game, the first home game since the loss of Shanice Clark. And in a few seconds, there will be a memorial service taking place in the Convocation Center. We can hear the audio tuning out, so we will take a break here. We will still be on, and you will see the memorial service held for Shanice Clark at the Convocation Center.
Ladies and gentlemen, California University of Pennsylvania and the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference lost a member of his family recently. Shanice Clark, a senior women's basketball player here at CalU, passed away in her sleep early Sunday morning. If you would please turn your attention to the center hung video board as we pay tribute to Shanice. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please continue to remain silent as both teams, in honoring the memory of Shanice, with a brief moment of silence. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the California University of Pennsylvania, the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference, and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial or sexist comments, or other intimidating words or actions directed at officials, student athletes, or coaches, team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Also, consumption or possession of alcoholic beverages is prohibited. Please remain standing as we play the national anthem.
And we welcome you back after the memorial service for Shanice Clark. A very emotional moment. You saw tears on the face of players. Matt, you and I both knew her.
Yep.
We'll have some stories later on in the broadcast.
For sure.
We had some connections with her. We'll go ahead and get into the starters for both of these teams. Matt, why don't you go ahead and run them down, starting with California.
We'll start with California, and Zach, it all starts with the senior leader, Emma Mahadi. She had 17 points against Gannon. She's basically one of the players they look upon. Starting at point guard, senior from Maryland, Caitlin Frotz, number 11. She's had a great season, great energy in the team. It's exactly what this team needs. Starting at other guard, Lana Doran, the junior transfer from England. She had a great game last Saturday against Seton Hill. Then starting at guard, 5'7", from Bridgeport, West Virginia, Mickey Glenn, number 21. What an unbelievable athlete she's been, having a great year. And then rounding out the starting lineup is the other senior leader, Irina Kukul, the senior from Harrisonburg, Virginia.
And then moving over to Slippery Rock, as the California starters are being announced at the Convocation Center. You look at Slippery Rock, a lot of new players this year, but still a couple of key contributors.
Yeah, and you see the one right there, Taylor Segers. She is a transfer from Indian River, Florida. She's averaging 10.5 points per game, so she's having a great year. Familiar face up next here, Erica Aiello. She is a junior guard from Westerville, South Columbus, Ohio. And then number 23, Megan Hardiman. She's a junior from Loudon, New Hampshire. And then we mentioned the next player right here, Deasia Chambers, number 24. And then rounding out the starting lineup is Daniel Garut. She's a senior from Darnestown, Maryland.
So we have 20 minutes on the clock. You see there, coach for Slippery Rock, new this year. His last name is McGraw. He was formerly a cop in the Marines, so he brings a very intimidating factor to this team. He's very tall. We saw him walking across the court, and we were, whoa, he's kind of scared.
We were shaking from over here. But no, it's definitely a great guy that Slippery Rock needs to get the program going in the right direction.
And then Coach Jeff Strom for the Vulcan women, coming in at 14-3 after losing Thursday night to Gannon. We are ready for action. Irina Kuko versus Danielle Garut for the opening tip. And the refs are going to converse for just a moment before we get underway.
Let me just say what a great turnout from this Cal U community. Wonderful turnout.
Yes, absolutely. It's more fans than I remember seeing in quite a while for a women's game. And we're actually going to have the teams come back to the bench for just a moment. So, start of play is going to be held up. See some smiles on the faces of the Cal women right there. Guess some malfunction. But Matt, we mentioned before Shanice, we had some stories about her. You and
Yeah.
we shared the same major as her,
We did.
radio and TV communications. And, we both had classes with her. I just recently last semester did,
Yeah,
and
me
worked
too.
on some group projects with her. And the one thing I remember most is her smile, and
Oh.
you have something off that as well.
Her smile could light up a room, and she's a genuine person. She last spring I had class with her in one of the best professors on campus, Dr. Drew McGukin, persuasion. And I talked to her once in a while in class. I had a group thing with her. And we were up at the Hammermill Center last March for a playoff game. And California's there warming up, and we're setting up. And Shanice just comes over and just starts talking to me about class. I'm like, she took a time out of the day to do that. She's just a wonderful person, and she meant a lot to this team.
We are ready for play now after everything gets straightened away. Kuko versus Garut for the opening tip. It is won by Kuko, controlled by Doran, given to Glenn, and the Vulcans going to bring up the ball. Frotz controls it in the near wing, over to Glenn in the corner. Down low to Kuko, Kuko over to Doran, Frotz. Thought about a three, gives it to Glenn, over to Mahadi, Mahadi for a corner three. That's good, Emma Mahadi, after the Vulcans hit one three-pointer on Thursday, she gets one immediately.
And she was the one that hit that three-pointer too. So you get Emma going quick so far. She's normally kind of a slow start and comes alive in the second half. But you can get her rolling right now. It goes a long way.
Hardiman controls it for the Rock, gives it to Aiello, who very small, 5'3", but she has some speed with her. Deasia Chambers down low. Siggers has that shot blocked by Emma Mahadi. Gets her own rebound, puts up the shot again. No good. Mahadi with the rebound. California bring it up and slow it down, give it to Glenn.
Oh, yeah, Emma Mahadi's come to play today.
Glenn controlling the top of the key. 19 minutes to go in this first half, so a minute of play gone. 3-0 Vulcans. Frotz takes a three. That one's good. So 2 threes quickly in this game, and it's 6-0.
I can just see the inspired performance out of these girls right now. 2 for 2 on three-pointers. They're coming out firing, and they got a lot to play for today.
Chambers bringing it up, guarded by Kuko. Chambers throws it to Aiello. Into the corner, Hardiman. Down low to Chambers, puts up a shot. It's good. Deasia Chambers has her first two, coming in averaging 16.6.
Can't let Chambers wide open like that. She blew right past Kuko. Great feed inside by Hardiman to find her open.
Frotz, Glenn, down low to Mahadi. Then Kuko at the basket, puts up a shot, no good. Rebounded by Deasia Chambers, brought out by Aiello. Aiello speeding towards the basket, puts up the little floater. It's no good. Glenn with the rebound.
And it looks like Aiello could have took her time a little bit more to get a better shot there and try to sink it in.
Glenn puts up a shot, no good, but she will be fouled, so she will go to the line. On Thursday night, her first 11 points from the field came from the charity stripe, one of the best in the PSAC at foul shooting.
Oh, she really is. And, I mean, how many times do we see her force that shot to basketball, draw fouls, and get herself to line? That's why she can build her way up and get that good average, 84.8%.
And that foul was on Deasia Chambers, her first. That's a way to get her out of the game, get her in foul trouble.
Absolutely.
Glenn's first is good. So Mickey Glenn, after having a decent night for herself on Thursday, gets the scoring started a little bit earlier here. She only had 2 points in the first half on Thursday night.
It's good to always get her going like this. She didn't have a great game against Slippery Rock the second time around. First game, I think she got a PSAC Freshman of the Week honors because of that performance last November.
Glenn's second, no good. And she usually misses about one a game.
I was going to say.
Maybe getting out of the way early. A quick substitution. Audrey Stapleton, sister of Leslie Stapleton, for IUP in the game for Taylor Siggers. Stapleton controls it to Hardiman. Hardiman trying to shake off Doran, gives it to Stapleton. Over to Chambers, top of the key. 10 seconds to shoot. Chambers trying to shake off her defender. Now gets guarded by Glenn. Goes to the basket. Throws over to Hardiman. Nice pass. Puts up a shot. No good. Glenn with the rebound.
Oh, if you're Megan Hardiman, you got to finish that. That was a wonderful play by Deasia Chambers.
Frotz, Glenn, Doran. Thought about a three. Gives it back to Glenn and will reset the offense. Frotz takes a three. That one's good. Caitlin Frotz has 6 points in this game, and it is 10-2 Vulcans. Timeout, Slippery Rock.
Oh, Caitlin Frotz, 2 for 2 from the three-point stripe, hands in the air. I can hear her cheering section behind us. They're going crazy. She gets one of the biggest family turnouts I had. But, I mean, how about this Vulcans team? 3 for 3 from the three-point stripe. You can see it right there. Just a pure shot. Caitlin Frotz, one of the better three-point shooters in the PSAC, and 10-2 Vulcans. That's exactly the start they needed.
And, you know, Matt, on Thursday night, Frotz had an off night. She didn't really put up a lot of points. We'll go and look at the team leaders for California. And you're going to see some very familiar names up there that we mentioned throughout the starting lineup. As actually, we'll look at those a little bit later. But Mahadi, Frotz, and Glenn littered throughout that list of team leaders. Siggers going to bring it up. Aiello and Hardiman have checked out. Siggers and Brianna Gross are back in. Siggers down low. It is stolen away by Lana Doran.
Lana Doran can go a long way on defense for this team. She's more of a defensive player.
3 ball for Frotz is no good. Rebounded by Deisha Chambers. That was a little bit of a heat check there, Matt.
Oh, and even that was still a good look. It just ran out of the rim.
Chambers puts up the layup. It's good, and a foul. So Chambers has all 4 points for Slippery Rock. We'll see who the foul's going to be on. It will be on Doran.
Yeah, it'll be on Doran there. And nothing Doran could do about that. Deisha Chambers, only 5'11", but she kind of can just bully her way to the basket. Kind of reminds me of an Ashley Hines type player. Can get and grab rebounds too.
Misses the free throw. Chasing after the ball is Mahadi. It's going to be out of bounds off of Mahadi. Slippery Rock ball. So even with the missed free throw, they get possession. The thing about Chambers, though, you cannot shut her down. You just have to limit her. She's really the star player on this Rock team. You're going to have to force other players to try and contribute. Pass into Garut. Brianna Gross at the basket. Shot no good. Rebounded by Kuko, and there's going to be a foul. We'll see who the foul's going to be on. I believe it's going to be on Gross.
Yeah, it looked like there. Gross, I get good look under the basket. Slippery Rock setting themselves up for these opportunities to get baskets like that, but Brianna Gross cannot finish the shot there. They're going to need more players than Deisha Chambers, like you said, if they want to have any chance of winning this ballgame.
Mallory Heinley, a freshman from Natrona Heights, coming in for Gross. Heinley 6'2", so adding a height factor to this Rock team. Glenn, near wing near the NCAA logo, takes the free throw line jumper. It's no good. Rebounded by Heinley. Siggers bringing it up across court against Frotz. Siggers going straight to the basket. Blocked by Caitlin Frotz. Rebound by Arena Kuko. Thrown out to Doran. Chasing after it. Goes to the basket. Shot no good. But fouled by Audrey Stapleton.
Caitlin Frotz is playing on a whole nother level, and we're only 4 minutes into the game. She's playing, came out of the gates, bombing away at the three-pointers, playing defense like that, and it sets up plays like that to find Lana Doran streaking down the court there and gets a chance for a couple free throws.
That is 3 team fouls now for Slippery Rock. The first free throw in and out. Doran, a 63% free throw shooter. Transfer from Gardner Webb, a D1 prospect. Doran's second is good. It is now 11-4 Vulcans. Kuko tried to jump, thrown over to Stapleton. Chambers with it. Chambers down low to Siggers. Puts a shot, no good. Rebounded by Mahadi. Siggers on a wide open look and can't come with it. Frotz takes the jumper. It's good. Caitlin Frotz has 8.
I believe that's 8 for her right now. She said 3 for 4 from the field. I mean, she is playing out of her mind, and Slippery Rock has no answer from the UPJ transfer.
15:45 to go. Media timeout coming at our next stop. Doran gets the steal, throws it over to Frotz, who grabs it up. Coming up fast to the Vulcans. Frotz thought about a shot. Mahadi for 3, no good. Rebounded by Garut.
And even there, Caitlin Frotz, she had a chance for a shot, but the team player she is, hands it right off to her fellow senior. She takes a shot, good look, just off the rim.
We're going to see Sierra Barrett coming into the game soon, and a trio of subs for the Rock. Siggers throws it over to Chambers. 15 on the shot clock. Right now, the California defense playing very well. Chambers going to the basket, puts up a shot. It's good. Deisha Chambers has 6.
And the Vulcans are beating Deisha Chambers 13-6.
Mahadi to Glenn. 15 minutes to go in the first half. Frotz thought about another 3. She's had a very hot start.
Oh, yes.
Glenn, Kuko shaking around, but she was out of bounds off the pass to Mahadi. That's our first media timeout, though. 14:54 to go. Go ahead and look at the team leaders we were trying to before. I said before, Mahadi, Frotz, and Glenn littered through that list. in many different categories, especially points per game. Mahadi and Glenn fighting each other trying to get that title.
And it's a good problem when you can have, it's more of a competitive thing. It's kind of like you go back to the 1961 home run chase. It made the Yankees a better team when they had Mickey Mantle and Roger Maris going against each other. Here are the team leaders. Mickey Glenn taking that back from Emma Mahadi, but Mahadi's still leading the rebounds. But you just see Glenn. There's just so much Glenn on that list. And she's only a sophomore. And the amazing thing of what she did, turned herself as a freshman leader, now to a sophomore, and she leads a lot of categories. First shot of the game right here, Emma Mahadi right out of the gates. The Vulcans 3 for 4 from the three-point strike. And Caitlin Frotz right there hitting her first 2, 8 points so far. And for Slippery Rock, they have 6 points. It's all Deasia Chambers. That sounds about right. It's about what we expected. But Slippery Rocks had so many opportunities, open looks, open layups, easy layups to keep themselves in this game, but they just can't hit them. They need other players. I remember the passes are great. See, Caitlin Frotz, I mean, she's playing out of her mind offensively and defensively. And then the final basket so far by Deasia Chambers to cut it to 7. But Slippery Rock, it's the Deasia Chambers show, but you need players like Stapleton. And I see a new player, freshman Shannon Jack on the court now. 4.6 points per game, so Slippery Rock needs players like that to get ready.
And speaking of players, California, I can see Raya Gatz and Ashley Hines behind the bench coming back today. Sierra Barrett, pass down low to Danielle Garut. Her shot missed, rebounded by Emma Mahadi. Sierra Barrett, tried to say before, into the game for Irina Kuko. Freshman of the year candidate, definitely. Mahadi for 3, no good. Barrett fighting for the rebound, but it's going to be a foul. We'll see who it's on. Either Barrett or Doran. Both were down there.
I think they're called on Doran there. They looked up, again, a decent look there from Mahadi. That was kind of like last Saturday. She missed a couple of looks, and they were good looks, but it just went off the rim. Tough luck there. Then when it came down, Doran just fouled Hardiman trying to get the rebound. Tough break.
Stapleton taking the jumper. That one is no good off the front of the rim. Hardiman going to bring the rebound all the way out. Kuko in for Doran, who has 2 fouls. Jack to Aiello, guarded by Caitlin Frotz. Aiello, it is tipped out of bounds by Irina Kuko. 16 on the shot clock. We're going to see Deasia Chambers re-enter the game for Audrey Stapleton.
And we talk about how much California is a very opportunistic defense. They're very bend, don't break defense, but their defense has been great so far, limiting the other players to just nothing and just trying to have Deasia Chambers do it all for herself that she can't do.
Now in the corner for 3, it's in and out and in again. That's Shannon Jack.
I mentioned Shannon Jack when she came into the game. As freshmen, you get freshman players that normally don't step up. Right now, she's only 1 point behind her average right there. That's a good look and a weird-looking shot.
Frotz against Jack. Glenn in the corner. Back to Frotz. Frotz takes another 3, and it's good. Why not? Caitlin Frotz has 11 points now.
That is just ridiculous what she's doing. She matched her jersey number. That is now 3 3-pointers. I mean, she's definitely playing with a lot of heart today, and she always does, but that heart's extra big today.
Aiello throws it over to Hardiman. Back to Aiello at the top of the key. Aiello trying to go to the basket. Stops her progress. Stolen away by Caitlin Frotz after Aiello loses it. Thrown all the way up to Kuko. Empty basket. Puts up the shot. It's good.
Caitlin Frotz reading the play down court like a quarterback. She found Kuko, her receiver, open. It was easy money.
And now a foul called on Caitlin Frotz after she tried to go for the ball. She kind of just ran into Shannon Jack on that play. You can see, not happy with the foul call, but she did have a little bit of contact on that play.
And she did, and I really like the aggressive style play that she normally does on defense there, but just sometimes a little too much. But, it's only 1 foul right now. Nothing to worry about at the moment.
Aiello out. Brianna Gross into the game. Mallory Heinley in for Megan Hardiman as well. Siggers takes the jumper. It's blocked by Barrett, but there's going to be a foul called on the play. Looks like Barrett might have clipped her arm after her arm came down off the block.
And we'll see the replay. Yep, good call there by the officials, but oh my goodness, that would have got the whole crowd going if she got that block there.
Well, Siggers is listed at 5'11", Barrett at 6 foot. Looked like a much bigger difference than that when Barrett, she has some hops. She's able to get up off the floor a little bit better than some players Cal's passed after Siggers missed the first. Her second is good, so Taylor Siggers has 1 point now. It's 18-10 Vulcans.
And Taylor Siggers is the second leading scorer on the Rock team. She's got 10.5 points per game, only behind Deasia Chambers. It's been Chambers' complement player. Need to get her going.
Kuko's 3, misses everything. An air ball taken by Deasia Chambers. 12:30 to go in the first half. Chambers to Siggers. Siggers trying to go down low, but that's going to be a travel. Taylor Siggers, she's trying to go down low every time she gets the ball. She's had a couple turnovers and bad passes down there. She's not been able to get through the defense, and she's going to be taken out right now for Erica Aiello.
And I like how California's defense is not giving Slippery Rock anything inside. They're starting to double team Chambers, and they're not going to give plays. Siggers looks very, very cautious, very panicky out there, and it caused her to travel on that last play.
Frotz down low to Barrett. It's tipped out of bounds by Brianna Gross. A nice play there to try and stop the play. Well, now actually they're going to say it went off Barrett instead. They're going to reverse the call.
Even better play.
So rock ball instead. So good play there by Brianna Gross, who's a 5'11 junior, transfer from Garden City Community College in Kansas.
How about that? Just able to get the block and off of Barrett, and the Falcons get right back.
And Barrett with the job there. Kuka with the ball, gonna lose it. Erica Aiello went off her, it looks like. So Barrett has the ball stolen from her, and Barrett gets it back. And now Precious Martin, who's usually number 23 on the Vulcan roster, wearing number 44 at least the rest of this season in honor of Shanice Clark, coming into the game for her first action today.
Great tribute.
Glenn to Mahadi. Mahadi down low to Barrett. Barrett thought about a jumper. Back to Mahadi. Glenn. 13 to shoot, 11:45 to go. Our next stoppage will be the next media timeout. Frotz thought about three. Gonna take a jumper instead, and it is good. It gets the roll. You know you're having a good day when you get those rolls.
She's playing with a heart on her sleeve. 13 points so far, lucky 13, and we still got another half of the first half to go.
Brianna Gross has the ball stolen away by Mahadi, but Barrett not able to control it. That brings us to our media timeout, 11:25 to go. Vulcans have doubled up the Rock so far, 20-10. Caitlin Frotz having the game of her life so far on CUTV.
NCAA Division II has much to cheer about, as nearly 100,000 student athletes compete with passion and pride. And I'm pleased to share the best news of all. Student athletes are outperforming the rest of the D2 student body in graduation rates. Just another reason why you'll hear us say with pride, I chose Division II. Learn more at d2sa.org.
With 18 institutions, my conference is the largest league across all NCAA classifications. With nearly 7,000 student athletes competing in 23 championships, my conference sponsors the most championships in Division II. With a 78% academic success rate, my conference graduates student athletes well above the national average. We compete with passion. We take pride in our efforts in the arena and in the classroom. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Passion, pride, Pennsylvania.
We are back on CUTV. Vulcans lead 20-10 over Slippery Rock. Look at the PSAC West standings, Matt. California up there, but they did suffer a loss against Gannon, which puts them in a tiebreak for second.
And unfortunately, it's just the way the schedules fall right now in IUP, but still they got a lot of season to go.
Stapleton going to the basket, puts up a shot. It's good. Audrey Stapleton has her first 2 points. Glenn bringing it up for the Vulcans.
Slippery Rock just needs to get those complement players there. At Stapleton, transfer from East Stroud, played against her sister last week. That must have been pretty weird for her, but got a good pedigree in the Stapleton family.
Mahadi's jumper is good. Emma Mahadi has 5 points now.
That's her first basket since when she kicked off the game with that three-pointer right now, but you see the 2 leading scorers for the Vulcans. 13 out of Frotz, 5 out of Mahadi, the 2 seniors, carrying their team.
Martin guarded against Aiello. Shakes Martin. Siggers trying to go to the basket, puts up a shot, misses everything. Offensive foul called on Taylor Siggers. Taylor Siggers is a very talented player. You can see by the way she moves on the court, but she's having trouble today against this Vulcan defense.
And it's just some of those players. This is her first time playing against California. It's her first time playing against the kind of defense California does here. We see Sierra Barrett inbound, and California's frustrating them. And then now the second time around when we head up to Slippery Rock next February, she might be in a better shape because she's used to the California players.
It's going to be a foul called on the play. We'll see who it's going to go on for Slippery Rock. It's going to go on Brianna Gross. That is her second foul. The only player for Slippery Rock in foul trouble right now. Glenn throws it into Frotz. Frotz controls the top of the key. Throws it over to Martin. Down low, try to go to Barrett. Throws it in between two players. Players fall down. Frotz gets the steal, though. Frotz takes the jumper. No good. Barrett fighting for the offensive rebound. Deasia Chambers comes away with it. On a fast break. Slippery Rock. And the ball out of bounds. Let's see who they're going to say it is. It's going to be Rock ball, 24 to shoot.
And that was, we saw in the possession down on the other side of the court what Deasia Chambers brings. Only 5'11", able to wrestle the ball away there. And that was a tough call on the side there. That probably could have went to either team, but the official was standing right there. So actually they're talking about it.
And they're waiting to get back to play. And we do have our box over here. The refs have come over here from time to time. We'll wait and see if they do that on this play. And they may be resetting a clock as well. I was not looking at the clock to see if it ran down at all. There's 10:10 left. We're going to have the refs huddle up here for just a moment. It is 22-12 currently. The foul situation, the Rock have 5, so the next one puts California in the bonus. The Vulcans have 4, so both teams getting a little bit of foul trouble so far. But not a lot of free throws in this game. It's been a lot of shots. California's making them, Slippery Rock is not.
It's simply in. Slippery Rocks, I was talking to you during break, they have the looks, but and they've been getting some great passing to set up the players, but they haven't been getting them to fall here. And Slippery Rock could be a lot closer game than it is right now. It's at 10 points, but you make a couple of those shots, make it those free throws, and it might be a 2-point game. But
and it looks like we've gotten the situation resolved. The refs talking to Chambers, and it looked like Coach Jess Strom now going over and talking to Coach McGraw for Slippery Rock. It looks like we're about to get ready to go back to play. Slippery Rock ball. Chambers going to inbound it to Audrey Stapleton. Guarded by Martin. Over to Chambers. Chambers double teamed. Throws it over to Stapleton. Batted out of bounds by Sierra Barrett. You're not going to get a lot of basketballs past Sierra Barrett. She has long arms, great wingspan.
Very long arms, and it just provides that presence inside. It's more like a thou shot shall not pass inside because Sierra Barrett's there.
Chambers shot no good. Gross offensive rebound, puts it up, no good. Glenn with the rebound. Vulcans coming up, leading by 10. Over to Mahadi, to Frotz. Thought about a 3, throws it over to Glenn, just a little bit too outside. Slippery Rock with the steal, thrown up to Jack. Jack at the basket, puts up a shot, no good. Glenn rebound, great defense by Frotz.
Great defense by Frotz again to force that shot because it turned an easy shot into a tough shot.
Glenn going up for the shot, no good, but she will be fouled. The exact same thing she did Thursday night against Gannon. Just go in the middle, throw up the shot, and she gets fouled, it seems, every time.
It's what she does every game. It's her bread and butter. It's what she does and gets herself free throw opportunities. It could be a second time the stripe. She was 1 for 2 last time.
Stapleton, that's her second foul, so she's going to check out. We're going to see another trio of Rock subs. It seems every time the Rock subs players in, they do it in multiple people, not just one. Glenn's first is good. Mickey Glenn now has 2 points in this game. Been quiet so far, but it's on the defensive end for her so far.
She does a lot of things that don't appear in the score chart. She's having a great game so far. But getting back to those wholesale changes that Coach McGraw is doing, trying to get any combination that he can stick with to try to get themselves back in this game.
Glenn's second is good, so Mickey Glenn has 3 points now. And California's in the bonus because of the last foul. Hardiman is back into the game for the Rock, trying to shake off the California defense. Throws over to a wide open Danielle Garut. Here comes Mahadi, throws up the shot. It's good. So California came with the full court pressure, but there was a trailer for Slippery Rock that got by.
Yeah, and how about a great pass right there? But Danielle Garut getting her first 2 points of the game right there. Pretty great shot.
Mahadi trying to go to Barrett. Barrett catches it, throws it up. We're going to see what the call is. Looks like there's going to be a foul on Slippery Rock. When Barrett was trying to go for the ball, it was a nice catch there by Barrett. You have to give him credit for that.
I thought that was going to be air mail pass, but again, those long arms there. They're going to call the foul on Megan Hardiman. That's her first, and Sierra Barrett's going to go to the line here. Only 53.3% from the free throw stripe, but Zach, honestly, I don't remember her going a lot to the free throw stripe. We normally don't see her up there.
Yeah, she's gone maybe about 30, 40 times, if that. Her first, no good, rebounded by Deasia Chambers. So California's taking some risky passes down low, just kind of lobbing it up there, but Sierra Barrett is going up and jumping and grabbing them so far.
It's just when you can have a player like that to do that, but they know the opponent they can face, and they know they can try to take risky passes.
Aiello shakes off Frotz for a second. Frotz regroups. Hardiman going to be an offensive foul against Hardiman here. It looked like she kind of gave the shoulder to Mahadi.
Yeah.
And you know what? Mahadi's a great defender. She will get in your face, and she draws a lot of charges as well.
But, I mean, Mahadi's sacrificing her body, too, just not afraid to get up in the faces of these players, even if it takes an elbow to the face or the stomach or gets a shoulder. She puts it all on the line when she plays defense and draws a foul like that. Now Megan Hardiman, one of your starters, has 2 back-to-back fouls.
Deasia Chambers out of the game now as well for the Rock. Glenn down low to Barrett. Barrett puts up the shot, no good, off the side of the backboard. Garut able to corral the rebound. Sigger's going to bring it up.
That was great defense there by Garut, forcing Barrett to hit the side of the board there.
Siggers trying to go down low again, thwarted by Barrett. And it's going to be a travel. Taylor Siggers, when she's trying to go into the paint area, down low near the basket, she has had trouble all day. Barrett and Kuko, or actually just Barrett going to check out. We're going to see Shatara Parsons check in for the first time.
Shatara Parsons, a freshman from Harrisburg Central Dauphin High School. And it'd be interesting to see how she plays. She had a great game earlier this year against, I believe it was Mansfield. She had a huge game, and might have gave her Freshman of the Week honors, but it's just these freshmen that Cal can get, it really provides.
Frotz 3, no good. Rebounded by Aiello. Mahadi trailing with her. Glenn back on defense as well. Gross takes the charge. That is Brianna Gross's 3rd foul in the first half. We have reached our media timeout with 7:57 as well. But Matt, all these subs Slippery keeps putting in, they're all the same players. They're all getting in foul trouble at this point now.
They're playing with reckless abandon, and they're not playing. She's not setting herself on that play there. Brianna Gross just goes right to the basket and doesn't like look at the feet, try to do. And I like the aggressive style, but we're gonna take a look at the team leaders right here. It starts with Deasia Chambers, 2nd leading scorer in the PSAC behind Stamp. Rebounding, 10.2. Deasia Chambers, only 5'11". And then Erica Aiello kind of is like that Mickey Glenn player for Slippery Rock. She sets the offense, runs the offense. She's a junior, so we'll have to deal with her again next season. And Deasia Chambers also playing opportunistic defense. 30 steals, kind of sounds like that player I mentioned, Ashley Hines, who used to have a lot of steals for California. So it's a play like that. And Zach, here are some highlights. Shannon Jack, the only 3-pointer Slippery Rock's made all game, and one of the only players that had points that's not named Deasia Chambers. And Irina Kukla, that was a great pass before that by Caitlin Frotz, and it's been Caitlin Frotz. 13 points, lucky 13 in the first half here. And it's a nice-looking basket there by Audrey Stapleton, another one of the players. She's got 2 points. But every time California's tried to have something here, I really like that play there by Slippery Rock, getting Daniel Groot wide open, and Sierra Barrett using her wingspan to grab that tough pass and not getting it airmailed here. Great action so far today.
And I'll tell you what, Matt, the thing that's impressed me the most so far is the California defense. They are playing a lot more fundamental on offense and defense both in this game compared to Thursday night. Myself and Gary Smith went up there and tried and do the radio broadcast, and unfortunately it didn't work, but we watched the game, and it looked like the fundamentals just got sucked out of the building for both teams. Looking a lot more clean here today. Mahadi, down low to Kuko, out to Frotz, to Glenn, to Mahadi. Kuko puts up a shot. It's good. Oh my goodness. Off the top of the backboard. Irina Kuko. It may not be pretty, but it works.
Hey, if it's not broken, don't fix it. You can hit shots like that, get it done. Now I believe this is the Vulcans' largest lead of the game at 12.
So she just threw my whole conversation about fundamentals out the building. Blocked there by Shatara Parsons, but Kuko on the rebound was out of bounds. So Slippery Rock ball still 7:19 to go. It's 26-14 California. Largest lead of the game. Inbound to Chambers. Chambers puts up a shot. It is good. You cannot defend that talent when she's right up near the post.
I was literally about to just say that. So right minds think alike on that one. But she kind of reminds me of a player you guys just saw on Thursday with Nettie Blake. It's tough to defend like that. The defense was there, but that talent, you can't stop that talent.
Mahadi 3 is good. Emma Mahadi has 8 points now.
And 2 of those are 3-pointers. The Aussie getting off to a great start, but you just can't say enough about these senior leaders. In an emotional time like this, you need your senior leaders to step up, and your top 2 scorers, Caitlin Frotz and Emma Mahadi.
Hardiman back out to Aiello. 6:40 to go. Frotz trips up, touches the ball as she falls. So it's still going to be Slippery Rock ball. She is okay coming up off the court. Just kind of smiling and laughing about it with her teammates off the bench. Just an unfortunate accident there.
Yeah, it happens. It's all part of the game, but she's just playing the aggressive style defense. She's had no bruises.
Irina Kuko trying to intercept the pass. Eventually, it is tipped around by Parsons and Chambers and stolen by Mahadi. Mahadi bringing it up. Throws it back to Glenn to reset the offense.
Impressive play there by the freshman on the senior Chambers. Mentioned Asia Chambers is actually a transfer from D1 school St. Bonaventure. Good basketball program there.
Kuko takes a jumper. No good in front of the rim. Parsons trying for the rebound, but it's taken by Hardiman.
I feel like Kuko didn't really kind of rush that shot there. She could have got a better shot off. She had an open look for the basket there, but she's made more contributions today, and it just going along compliments with the other two seniors.
Chambers to Stapleton. Stapleton going to the basket, puts up a shot. No good, but a foul going to be called on Shatara Parsons. That is her first, team 5th foul. And Slippery Rock has 9 fouls, so 1 away from the double bonus for Cal.
Audrey Stapleton from the line here, 94.1% from the free throw shot. Can't get any better than that. I wonder how many appearances she has right there, but definitely knows how to get it done from the charity stripe.
Her first is good. Stapleton has 3 points, just under her season average of 3.6 a game. Mentioned her sister, Leslie Stapleton of IUP, as she gets the second as well. She now has 4. Couple subs coming in. Stapleton out, Shannon Jack back in.
And I wonder, I wonder how that was last week for their family. I wonder if maybe the dad made a half Slippery Rock, half IUP jersey. That'd be interesting to see. When you have something like that, they're so cool and unique. Like when Ken Griffey Jr. used to play against his father back in the day.
Kuko out to Glenn, to Mahadi. Frotz in the far wing. Mahadi to Kuko at the basket, puts up a shot, it's blocked. Taken back by Kuko though, nice little play there, 4 seconds on the shot clock, 3 ball is good, Emma Mahadi.
Oh, that was a downtown shot, Emma Mahadi. I didn't even see Kuko get out of that 2-player mob right there, but it's when you're working your way, you get all the breaks your way, it's your day.
There's still 5:10 to go in the first half though, a lot of time left. There's going to be a foul down low, it looks like on California. That's going to go on Kuko. That is her first. But that last play, I mean, my goodness.
Wow.
Everything going right for California, it seems so far. Cece Dixon coming in for Irina Kuko now to give her a breather. Dixon, her first action of the day.
And normally Coach Strom likes to get Cece Dixon earlier involved, but now he can get other players like that, see Dixon get involved and get that height back under the boards there.
Dixon standing at 5'11". She's a lanky 5'11" though, more of a guard instead of a post player. Guarding against Chambers at the moment. Chambers shakes around, but there's going to be a little bit of an elbow there, I believe on Dixon, and it will be.
I mean, it's trying her best against Deasia Chambers, and you take that risk, and you put Chambers back at the line, 72.7% from the free throw stripe. Not always a guarantee, but this would be, if Chambers hits the shot, it's going to be a while since she hit her last shot. So California's defense, credit them so far playing against Deasia.
4:53 to go. A 1-and-1 coming up for Chambers. The first is good. She has 9 points now. The only player for the Rock close to double figures. Next closest scorer for the Rock, Stapleton with 4. California already has 2 players in double figures.
And I believe half of those shots coming from the free throw stripe for Stapleton.
Chambers now has 10. Chambers going to check out. And that's an interesting strategy for Coach McGraw of Slippery Rock. She's your best player, but she doesn't even lead the team in minutes.
No.
It's an interesting strategy with the talent that she has. I'm surprised she doesn't play more.
When you have more weapons in your arsenal like that, it kind of turns into a good problem.
Mahadi, no good. Rebounded by Glenn, goes right to her. Mahadi for 3 instead. No good. Dixon with the rebound, throws it back into Frotz. Great series there by Dixon.
Excellent defense, able to get Slippery Rock the box out, grab the boards, and give California a fresh shot clock.
Mahadi thought about a jumper. Frotz is going to get called for a travel after she shook around her defender. 4:20 to go. We're close to our final media timeout, about 20 seconds away. Still the same 5 out for California, but we see Mallory Heinley come back into the game, as well as Deasia Chambers, so she's took maybe a 5-second breather on the bench.
And I guess what Coach McGraw does, able to give Chambers some rest, because not the biggest player, but maybe can get winded a little easy and get her fresh energy, fresh legs out there, try to get some points. Ooh.
Aiello falls down, Parsons with the steal, Glenn over to Parsons, back to Glenn at the basket, but it's blocked by Deasia Chambers, and that's that talent we were talking about.
My goodness.
Tremendous play. Going to the basket is Chambers, throws it back over. Aiello for 3. It's good. You cannot defend that in any game, any player, when you play like that.
That was a gorgeous shot, too, by Erica Aiello, wide open. Deasia Chambers, that vision to find her in the right corner right there, and suddenly, it's only a 9-point game right now.
Frotz to Glenn. Mahadi, top of the key, 10 to shoot, 3:32 to go. Mahadi down low, Dixon. And she's going to be called for a travel. And that's our final media timeout as well. So Slippery Rock, they're hanging around thanks to Deasia Chambers and the talent that she has. 32-23, Vulcans lead, 3:27 to go on CUTV.
With 18 institutions, my conference is the largest league across all NCAA classifications. With nearly 7,000 student athletes competing in 23 championships, my conference sponsors the most championships in Division II. With a 78% academic success rate, my conference graduates student athletes well above the national average. We compete with passion. We take pride in our efforts in the arena and in the classroom. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Passion, pride, Pennsylvania.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to make a wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted.
We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
And California 32, Slippery Rock 23 on CUTV. 3:27 to go until halftime. California's led by as many, I believe, as 14. Now down to 9. Siggers with the ball. Down low to Chambers. To Garut. Stolen away, out of bounds off of Dixon, though.
Just the last, Dixon went right off her hand. If she can get her hand underneath, maybe it would have went out on Garut there, but that's just a bang-bang play.
You can see on the bench, Shatera Parsons being tended to by the athletic training team. Chambers, nice layup there. 12 points for her.
Defense there for Mahadi, but you can't defend that. You can't really defend what Deasia Chambers is. And I remember she had that compliment player, Jasmine Frost, who's actually the grad assistant for the team, and it was tough to stop him, but now it's easy for teams to kind of focus on Chambers and not worry about Frost.
Down low, Dixon, jumper, it's good. CeCe Dixon has her first 2.
California just stopping the run right there, getting from a unknown source kind of, CeCe Dixon, only averaging 2.4 points per game, so she matches it right there. You can get compliment players like that. She had a great game, if I remember that, in that game in February against the Rock.
Aiello in the corner. Double team, trapped, thrown out of bounds off of California. Looks like Dixon, and that's why Dixon's in the game. She's a defensive power. She doesn't bring a lot to the offensive end. She can have games where she has maybe 4 to 8 points here and there, but she's mainly on the defensive end.
And we can guard someone like as short as Erica Aiello. She can use that 8-inch difference to really just kind of trap her in the corner like they did there.
Aiello's shot up and good, and Aiello, the height difference didn't make any factor there. Nice shot there from the junior.
She didn't. These are her first points of the game right here. And then it's key back-to-back points for Aiello. She suddenly got 5.
Dixon's trying to get the pass from Kuko. It's tipped away and stolen by the Rock. Chambers throws it over to Aiello. Sierra Barrett going to come back into the game in a moment for California. Siggers takes a jumper. It's good. So Slippery Rock has made a run now, only down by 5.
They're hitting the shots. These are the open looks they had early in the game that they couldn't hit, but now they're suddenly finally to hit it. It's getting a little interesting.
Slippery Rock also starting to tune up a little bit on the defensive end. Deasia Chambers almost with the steal. Now it's stolen by Aiello. Chambers all alone. Mahadi coming up, puts up the layup. It's good, and it's a 3-point game. 14 for Deasia Chambers. Slippery Rock's defense has come up to play in these last few minutes.
That last media timeout really inspired. Now you can see a lot of energy and life on this bench. We're like, hey, we can play with these guys. Another steal.
And this is the same thing that happened on Thursday. The fundamentals have been drowned out of the building. Another steal from Chambers. Aiello coming up. They could tie it on this possession with a three-pointer. 1:05 to go. Aiello to Chambers. To Stapleton. Stapleton going around, puts up the little floater. It's good. And a one-point game. Timeout called by California. And Matt, it was a 14-point game, and just like that, it's a one-point game. Similar to what California did to Gannon.
Yeah, and Slippery Rock, credit Slippery Rock too. They don't have the talent, the overall talent that Gannon does, but they're getting open shots. They're finally, and it kick-started right there by your energy force, that 5'3" junior Erica Aiello. 5 points in this run. You finally got Taylor Siggers going. That's her first 2 points of the game. And Deasia Chambers is a wonderful athlete to watch. And I bet Coach Strom and the Vulcans really like that they only have to face her one more time after this. But Slippery Rock's really coming to this building. A lot of emotion in the building. California was just putting on a shooting gallery in the beginning of the play. Caitlin Frotz has kind of go quiet a little bit. But now you kind of get that life in the Slippery Rock bench, that confidence back into the Slippery Rock bench right here. This is a huge 2 possessions right here. It's good.
Slippery Rock is now on a 13-2 run. Frotz trying to shake her defender, throws it back at the Glenn. Frotz down low. Barrett cannot get the pass. And another turnover. California, they're trying to go down low, but they can't really do anything. They're not able to corral the passes, and Slippery Rock can take the lead on this possession. That would be their first lead of the game.
Yeah, and it's crazy to think that California was going on a wire-to-wire run right now. But this is a huge possession here, but they can't run the shot clock down, so California can try to get something at the last second.
There's about a 3.5 second difference. Aiello throws it out to Siggers. Siggers throws up the shot, no good. Rebound it, but there's a foul on the ground against Slippery Rock. We'll see who it's against.
I believe it's going to be against Siggers.
Looks like Siggers, and it is. That is her second.
That's her third. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was looking at her points.
And this is going to be a double bonus. 2 shots for Irina Kuko, who before this season was a very good free throw shooter. 48% coming into this game, though. She's had a little bit of troubles at the line this year. Can extend this Vulcan lead, though. She gets the first. She now has 5.
And they absolutely needed that right here. But now, after this free throw, what happens here? Slippery Rock gets the ball. They get last shot.
Unless California comes up with a steal,
Very
which
true.
they do a lot. Kuko's second, no good. Barrett tips it out. Doran trying for it. It's corralled by Stapleton.
You were very
Hardiman
close,
coming up. Aiello for 3. No good, misses everything. Grabbed by Barrett. And California will go into the half with a 2-point lead after leading by 14.
It's crazy to think that. It's suddenly a close game again. But credit Slippery Rock for not fighting, not falling back. But it's going to be a very exciting 20 minutes of basketball.
So when we come back, we will have the second half on CUTV.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to make a wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted.
We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
And we're back, about prepared for the second half. 1:45 to go until then. California up by 2 on Slippery Rock. And Matt, when we look at the halftime stats, it's all California for the first 10 minutes. Then it was all Slippery Rock. towards the back part.
And it really was. And you look at the stats right there, Slippery Rock out-rebounding the Vulcans. I mean, most of that's come from Deasia Chambers. I mean, that's been expected. California was controlling everything, but it's amazing to see. Slippery Rock shot 13 for 27 from the field. They had a lot of better looks than California did, and they didn't make a lot of them. Only 2 for 3 for three-pointers, but they didn't attempt a lot. But when they hit, they shoot them, they hit them. Cal came up with a shooting gallery in the first part, 6 for 12 now for three-point stripe. Turnovers about the same. Steals, California getting a lot of steals, a lot of opportunistic defense, and suddenly a blowout turned into a really close game. It's going to provide for a big 20 minutes of action here.
Yeah, and our player to watch, Sierra Barrett, she's not scored yet.
No.
On the rebounding end of things, though, she has none. She's been taken out of this game. Expect her in the second half to pick it up. She's a better second half player.
She did that against Seton Hill, too. It'd be interesting to see how Coach Strong comes out here, because she only made one substitution in that Seton Hill game on Saturday. It was for Sierra Barrett for Irina Kukul. And this is some of the first half highlights here. Caitlin Frotz came out, bombs away, 13 points in the first 10 minutes, but has not scored since. And the reason why Slippery Rock was able to make that run was because of that play right there, Deasia Chambers. The compliments of passing here is Caitlin Frotz again with another three-pointer. Three three-pointers so far. Deasia Chambers got off to a great start. Needed more of the compliments for players. You got players like Erica Aiello stepping up. You got their second leading scorer, Taylor Siggers, getting some points. And it's provided a really good game there. How about Cece Dixon getting a nice 2 points there, too?
Slippery Rock will start with possession in the second half. Aiello throws it over to Chambers. Chambers spins around Kuko, over to Garut. Easy layup possibility is lost when stolen away by Kuko.
Deasia Chambers trying to, again, create that play there, but California has led this entire game.
Doran, the original starting five out there for California. Glenn over to Doran, to Frotz. Down low to Mahadi. Mahadi, Doran, thought about a three, then a long two, but passes back to Mahadi. Frotz throws it to Kuko, it's lost. Erica Aiello comes up with the steal.
That was great defense there by Slippery Rock. Could not get California inside. When Frotz had to get inside, she forced the pass and it was stolen away.
And California usually struggles in the opening minutes of halves. They didn't so much in the first half, so we'll see if they struggle a little bit here. Down low to Hardiman. Hardiman puts up a shot, misses everything, goes out of bounds. They're going to say it's Slippery Rock ball, though. I don't think anybody for California touched that, though.
And the one official was right down there, but that's just a tough call there.
Chambers loses on the inbound, so
right
Emma Mahadi, 2-on-1 to Frotz. Going to the basket, puts up a shot, it's good. Caitlin Frotz gets her first points in quite a while. She has 15.
Two seniors, and that was easy. That was easy right there. You can't defend that if you're Slippery Rock. Mahadi, great pass, knows where Frotz is on the court and gets it done. Ooh.
And then a dangerous pass there. Chambers able to avoid Frotz, who was looking for that steal. She was poaching out there looking for that ball. Then stolen away by Mickey Glenn from Taylor Siggers. Glenn, 2-on-2. Glenn throws over to Kuko. Loses it out of bounds, though. Another turnover for California. Could have been a great opportunity, but the pass there to Kuko just a little bit too low, not able to corral it.
And normally you don't see Mickey Glenn have that much of a problem with a pass right there, but it shows what a great team player she is. I mean, she could have took a jumper herself trying to get the basket, but she knew she had Kuko with her. Again, more court awareness, but the pass just wasn't right there. And good defense by Slippery Rock.
Stapleton comes in for Aiello. Stapleton guarded by Glenn. Hardiman has it. Thought about a jumper, goes inside to Garut, and it's good. Back to a 2-point game.
That was a great pass there set up there. And that's something Slippery Rock could not hit in the first part of the game, was they had the passes setting them up, and then they drained it right there by Garut.
Frotz loses the ball, but then there's going to be a foul called on Deasia Chambers. Very questionable call there. Looks like Chambers just kind of stuck her butt out, and Frotz kind of ran into her. A lucky break for California, though. That is Chambers' second foul. She's going to check out. This could be an opportunity where California makes a run.
You got to pounce right here. You're California, even that's whatever call it was. You take that every time to get Deasia Chambers on the bench.
Resets the shot clock. 17:55 to go in the game. Frotz to Doran. Back to Frotz. Down to Mahadi. Jumper. Good. Emma Mahadi has 13.
And you know, Mahadi helps out Frotz on the first basket. Now Frotz helps out Mahadi on the. But I scratch my back, you scratch my back. So.
And the team leader in assists in the first half was Mickey Glenn. She had 5 assists. Frotz now currently has 3 in this game. Siggers to the basket, up, no good, but there will be a foul. Looks like this is going to go on Glenn. That is her first. Siggers at the line, just under 72%.
And that was a good play right there for Siggers. Again, she would have liked to see if you could get a 2-point play right there, but I believe this is her second trip to the line. She's 1 for 2.
First is good. She now has 4 points in the game. Aiello and Gross coming in for Groot and Jack. So Slippery Rock doesn't have a lot of height on the court at the moment, but looks like Deasia Chambers is going to be checking in for Siggers if she makes it. And she does. So Siggers is off. Chambers back in after a brief spell.
Something I noticed here, I wonder how much Coach McGraw relies on Chambers more offensively than defensively, kind of giving her some breaks like that. You and I were talking about it off camera about that.
Doran controls it to Glenn. Back to Doran, controlling it top of the key, 17 to shoot. Glenn. Mahadi in the corner, 4-3, no good. Tried to be offensive rebound. Frotz comes out with it though. Great play there by the senior.
And normally you see Caitlin Frotz with the size she is. She's only 5'5". She had 8 rebounds against Seton Hill, so it's not like she could not get rebounds at all.
Doran, Mahadi, down to Kuko. Kuko puts up a layup. It's good. Irina Kuko now has 7 points.
Irina Kuko, we saw the one earlier in the first half where she went like over the top and in. That time it was a little friendly roll in the Convocation Center rim.
Stapleton is blocked by Lana Doran. Out of bounds to Slippery Rock, but a great play there by Doran, who's a very good defensive player.
Great defense right there. Lana Doran, all basketball, forces the basketball out of bounds and knocks Stapleton on the floor, making her presence felt.
Chambers inbounds. Aiello for 3. Looping shot. That's a lollipop into the basket, and it's a 1-point game.
I was waiting for that basketball to come down. That was a great shot. Now it's off the other three-pointer she had, but 3 for 4 now for Slippery Rock from the three-point stripe.
Mahadi's jumper is good. Emma Mahadi has 15 to match Frotz, and you know, Aiello's not very tall, but she makes up for it in height with her shots. She gets them up there. Stapleton bringing it up. Much faster paced game so far. 16:05 to go. I think that's something Slippery Rock likes.
Yeah.
Force the opponent to pick it
Exactly.
up. California slows you down a little bit. Frotz against Aiello, loses the ball, stolen away, no. Stapleton has it, throws up a shot, no good. Gross throws it up, no good. Rebounded by Mahadi, and then a foul on Gross, and that's Brianna Gross's 4th foul, but that also brings us to the media timeout with 15:50 to go.
Brianna Gross got very frustrated in that play and made a very bad foul, and that's 4. Now she's out of the game. First media timeout, and you can see right there she's in a very upset mood right there. But so 43-40, 15:50 here in the first half. We're going to take a look at some of the stat rankings here, Zach. You see California up and a lot here in the PSAC. Slippery Rock got out to a very hot start early in the season, but they had lesser competition. Now when they got into PSAC play, they've kind of fallen off a little bit. They're kind of middle of the road in PSAC.
Yeah, their one big win is they beat Edinburgh, but it was at home, and Edinburgh was in the midst of a 3-game losing streak at that point. That was their 2nd loss in a row. You see the highlights here. Frotz, she has 15. Mahadi now has 15. Kuko, the next leading scorer, with 7 for the Vulcans. For Slippery Rock, Aiello has 8, Stapleton has 6, and Chambers has 14. So this game getting a lot more offensive minded. It's going to come down to who makes more defensive plays. And you look at the stat rankings, scoring margin, 3rd for California. And you know, you can put up the argument, California doesn't blow out their opponents. No. They're not that kind of team though. They're the kind of team that will score when they need to and play defense. You're going to win somewhere between 5 and 10 points every game. Where you look at IUP and Gannon, they're going to beat you maybe 10 to 20 points every game.
Yeah, and it's how they play. I mean, in California, struggled a little bit with Seton Hill in the first half. It kept a close game about the waning minutes, but the important thing, doesn't matter how much you beat the opponent by, as long as you come away with the W, that is what matters.
Doran for a long 2. It's good. Lana Doran now has 3 points.
That was a great looking shot there by Lana Doran. And she had a couple long-range shots against Seton Hill. Normally we don't see that out of her. Normally we keep mentioning about her defense, more of a defensive player.
Down low, tipped out of bounds by Mahadi. Great defensive play down there on Mallory Heinley, a freshman from the Trona Heights.
Chambers tried to get something going on that pass right there, but kind of just forced the pass. I didn't really see her look. She just kind of assumed somebody was there.
Siggers is back in. Ball tipped out by Frotz. Here comes Mahadi with it all alone, going to the basket, puts it up, and good.
Slippery Rock needs to not keep trying to force it to Chambers on that. It's the second straight time they've done that, and Frotz just tipped at Mahadi with that great speed all alone, easy too.
The problem is Slippery Rock doesn't have a lot of height out
True.
there. They have Heinley, who's 6'2", but she's still only a freshman, so she may not be able to get those passes. Stolen away by Mahadi. Glenn has it now all alone with Siggers going to the basket, puts up a shot. No good. Glenn threw a shoulder in there. They're going to call the foul on Siggers, but my goodness. Glenn said, all right, you're going to try and get in front of me. I'm going to plow you over. Watch this replay. See if you can see that.
Ouch. Shoulder on shoulder there, and that is Siggers' third foul. So now she's in foul trouble, and Mickey Glenn going back to the line, but that's what she does. She forces fouls like that.
She has 3 points today. Glenn ready for the first up, and it is good, getting the roll. Glenn now has 4 points. We're going to see Siggers and Jack check out, as well as Heinley, Hardiman, Aiello, and Stapleton coming back in. And we have an update in the men's game in the PSAC West. Gannon and Seton Hill tied up at 34. Gannon, off of losing for California, also losing against UPJ a week ago. They've had 2 straight losses.
A lot of tough times in Erie right now. I got to get that soon, but 2 easy shots there by Mickey Glenn. 9-point lead. Now we can see if Slippery Rock can try to hang in, but Cal's making it very difficult on them. They come out and they're playing very smart so far.
Chambers to Aiello. Back to Chambers. Chambers takes a 3. It's good. We've not seen that yet, but Chambers now has 17.
4 for 5 for Slippery Rock for the 3-point string. Normally, you don't see Slippery Rock making very successful for threes. It's what's keeping them in this game, though.
And they're not a very good 3-point shooting team, just under 23% coming in. Frotz open for 3. No good. Gets her an offensive rebound, puts up the floater. No good. Rebounded by Stapleton.
It's a tough break.
Ooh, right from behind. Caitlin Frotz trying to dive in for that ball. Stapleton just saw her in the blink of an eye.
It's just the player Caitlin Frotz is. And she tries to make it up for as much as possible. She had two looks there. It just didn't go in. She tries to get it back there. I love the effort.
Kind of like a Troy Polamalu. Not afraid to give up her body on the ball. Chambers, double team, throws it to Stapleton. Stapleton going in, puts up a jumper. No good. Rebounded by Mahadi. Glenn bringing it up quickly for the Vulcans. Doran. Glenn. Gonna reset the offense. 20 to shoot. 13:40 to go in the second half. We're gonna see Sierra Barrett coming in the next stop. Glenn. Doran. Glenn. Doran. Down low to Kuko. Kuko. Layup is good. Irina Kuko falling down. Gets the shot to go. She has 9.
Irina Kuko. I'll tell you what, Zach. You can agree with me here. I think this is one of her better games of the season so far.
She's had some games where she's been limited to 2 and 4 points and fouling out. She did Thursday night, but 9 points in this one, 1 foul, a couple of rebounds in there. She's had a very good game herself. Chambers, Aiello for 3, a looping shot again, misses everything this time, but Chambers right there on the opposite end of it to put in the layup.
I mean, just pick up the garbage right there. Those shots, man. I feel like I gained 2 years of life when I just watch those shots when they come down.
Frotz in the far wing with it. Chambers now has 19 in the game to lead all scorers. Glenn. Frotz. Glenn. Down low to Kuko. Kuko, jumper. Good. Irina Kuko, the third Vulcan in double figures with 11.
And you think about it, those all 3 of those double-digit players for the Vulcans, seniors.
They are seniors, and those are the 3 seniors, as well as Shanice Clark, who is, of course, in our prayers and memories. The 4 seniors on this team. 3 of them are on the court. They are showing up today. Chambers down low to Garut. Almost out of bounds. That's a double dribble called against Garut. Going the other way, so a turnover there. We're going to see the subs. Jack, Siggers, Gross coming in. Barrett as well. Barrett going to come in for Caitlin Frotz. We're going to see Aiello and Garut check out. It looks like Stapleton as well.
You can see why head coach Jess Strom didn't want to take Kuko out of the game for Barrett like she did on Saturday. The way Kuko's playing right now, Frotz is gone a little cold. Shots are there. She just may give her a little breather. Time to recharge the batteries.
Down low, Kuko going to the basket. But there's going to be a travel call on Kuko. But with 11:48 left, 53-45, California leads. They're trying to pull away, but California not able to get that basket to do it just yet on CUTV.
NCAA Division II has much to cheer about, as nearly 100,000 student athletes compete with passion and pride. And I'm pleased to share the best news of all. Student athletes are outperforming the rest of the D2 student body in graduation rates. Just another reason why you'll hear us say with pride, I chose Division II. Learn more at d2sa.org.
With 18 institutions, my conference is the largest league across all NCAA classifications. With nearly 7,000 student athletes competing in 23 championships, my conference sponsors the most championships in Division II. With a 78% academic success rate, my conference graduates student athletes well above the national average. We compete with passion. We take pride in our efforts in the arena and in the classroom. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Passion, pride, Pennsylvania.
And we are back on CUTV. 8-point lead for California. You see right there the gentleman on his phone. Matt, the best way to connect with us is at our Twitter page.
And it looks like he's doing it right there, but at CUTV_PA, CUTV Twitter. We love to interact with our fans, love to interact. Maybe he's tweeting his thoughts about the game, maybe some ideas for News Center or sports broadcast. And if we get good tweets like that, we'll put them on the broadcast.
We are back to action. Taylor Siggers bringing it up for Slippery Rock. Had herself kind of a rough day. Chambers back to Siggers. Siggers trying to go down low, not able to. Over in the corner is Jack. Double team, but she's going to have a foul called against a California player on her. And that is going to be on Mahadi, her first, team second.
Yeah, and only 2 fouls so far for the Vulcans, and we got 11 minutes left. So Vulcans are standing up. Both teams are kind of staying out of foul trouble, kind of polar opposite there. Mahadi tried to force Jack out of bounds, but too much of a contact was made there.
Siggers with 24 to shoot, 11:25 to go. Jack with it, top of the key, circling around, guarded by Doran. Doran, not shaken. Siggers, guarded by Mahadi, throws out Chambers, thought about a 3. Throws it over to Hardiman. Hardiman going to step in for a 2-point jumper. No good. Siggers there for the layup, though. She has 7.
Their second chance opportunities is what Slippery Rock needs to stay in this game. Ooh.
And the ball's going to be out of bounds off Irina Kuko after trying to go down low to Barrett. And that's the problem I see. Sierra Barrett is a very good talent, but when they're trying to go down low, Slippery Rock is jumping, and she's not able to corral the passes, and that's where all the turnovers are coming from.
But that's just something you work on. She's only a freshman. Still, with the exceptional talent she is, there's still a little rawness there, but with time in the system and more years of experience, she's really going to be a dominant force in years to come.
Hardiman back to Siggers. Chambers trying to go down low. Chambers takes the jumper. No good. Rebounded by Gross. Jack going in low. Down low, Chambers. Almost loses it out of bounds. Does not, though. Chambers. Gross. 3-ball. No good. Rebounded by Hardiman. Hardiman trying to go to the basket. Puts up a shot. It's good. Megan Hardiman, her first 2.
And just when we thought maybe Cal would be pulling away here, Slippery Rock comes right back.
Glenn jumper, though, is good. She has 7. Back up to a 6-point lead for the Vulcans. 10-13 to go.
Slippery Rock feeling good again. Mickey Glenn silences him right there. Easy little snipe show.
Siggers to Hardiman. Back to Siggers. Jack in the far wing. Guarded by Doran is Siggers trying to go with it. Throws up a wild jumper. Mahadi corrals it off the miss. Missed everything, didn't even hit rim. Mahadi coming up. Kuko, 3-ball. Misses everything. Barrett going after it. Mahadi almost corrals it, and she does. And there's going to be a timeout called by California. Great play there. Looks like Barrett kept it in. Mahadi able to run around Chambers and grab that ball. Great play there from the 2 players.
And you able for Coach Strom to call a timeout there so California can keep possession. That looked like that could have got a little messy there. But just again, Emma Mahadi making veteran plays like that and using Barrett to make up some. But now we're going to talk about our other social media here, YouTube, our page, CUTV Sports 1, and that nice young lady's checking out our YouTube page, watching some old videos, some of the games we used to call, other games that we have on there, our PCN shoots. There's an old shoot from 2001 where Bill Brown had a Diet Pepsi bottle that lost it up in Indiana. But if you want to check stuff out like that, we have match plays on there. We have also our news center page, CUTV News Center, the show we're going to be doing starting next Thursday at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, News Center coming back. And for those of you looking at match play on YouTube, our next season that will happen this semester, most likely going to be pushed back towards a little bit later in the semester. We have a busy hands with everybody on the crew. We look at some of the highlights. We have Kuko there. She's had herself a nice game, 11 points. Glenn with 7. Fratz and Mahadi both in double figures as well. But Deasia Chambers, 19 points. You cannot guard her. Wow. She's too good. Like you've said a few times, thank goodness she's a senior.
Oh, I bet everybody for California is they got to face her one more time in February, and then she's done. But it's a very talented team. But Slippery Rock can try to make a run here. That's how they came up back against Clarion. But this isn't Clarion they're facing anymore. This is the number 2 team in the PSAC.
And that was Clarion Sans Hannah Heater, who's out for the year with an ACL tear. Glenn trying to go in, throws it to Fratz, corner 3, no good. Rebounded by Aiello. 9:25 to go.
Just there, they're just not falling. It's complete difference in the first half where everything was falling, but she's getting the looks.
Siggers top of the key, over to Aiello, down low to Gross. Shot is blocked from behind, out of bounds, off of Slippery Rock. Looks like Gross was the last one to touch it in the scrum on the ground.
So now Gross has to watch how she plays right there because she's got 4 fouls. We're going to see Chambers and Garut check in for Gross and Hardiman. So a different change there, but many substitutions that McGraw has there, trying to put different players on the floor, different complement of players. But this kind of looks, I believe right now they have the 5 that were the original starters from the tip-off.
And they in fact do. Mahadi's pass is tipped. Going in for it was Doran. Chambers going in. Aiello for 3, no good. Rebounded by Glenn. Glenn throws it to Fratz all alone, puts up the shot. Good, Caitlin Fratz. She now has 17.
You're Slippery Rock, you let her get behind the defense right there, and she is gone.
Aiello controlling the top of the key. 8:23 to go. Going to the basket. Shot up, no good. Stapleton with the rebound, puts up the layup. She now has 8. It's a 6-point game again. Just
not going away right there. Starting to get different players to step up. Stapleton's got 6, working her way up. Slippery Rock's a very balanced. It's turned into a balanced scoring attack. It's exactly what they need, even though Chambers has 19.
Mahadi, Barrett, layup, good. Sarah Barrett, our player to watch, has her first 2 points of the game.
And right over top of Deasia Chambers right there, that pass, it was easy there. Chambers kind of backed off a little bit, not trying to get forced to foul there because that would have been her 3rd, but it's great to see Barrett finally get on the board.
Siggers trying to go around Glenn. She does. Puts up shot. It's blocked, it looks like. And blocked again by Mahadi. Oh. And actually, that was Doran. And there's going to be a foul called this time. And we'll see. It looks like it's going to be on Doran. That's also our 3rd media timeout. 7:41 to go.
That was still great defense there by Lana Doran. 3rd media timeout. Got the first all ball. Second one, you could definitely tell she hit her. It looked like she hit her wrist right there. But just the defense that California can get from a player like Lana Doran is something that, I don't know, is missing from previous years, but just more of a defensive complement. But, I mean, you see Caitlin Fratz right here, the senior. Wonderful posts on Instagram about Shanice Clark and how much she had impact and stuff. But you have players like that, you have a tribute like that. And 13 points in the first half, kind of went cold a little bit, but then she's able to get 2 baskets in the second half here for 17. Mahadi's got 17 each, total out to 34. But what Fratz could do with her shot and her speed, even if she misses it, she's still getting the good looks. She comes right back on defense and tries even harder. You can't stop this girl. You can't stop this girl's effort. You can't stop how she plays. And it's a great player. She's that spark plug for the California team. You need players like her to step up in times like these. She wears a heart on her sleeve. I said that already in the first half. She's a wonderful player to watch. One of my favorite players to watch in my 4 years here of watching California basketball. Started with players like, I came in here when Amy Johns was a senior, and I believe her number was 11 too.
Yeah, and my first year was Stephanie Michael. I always love seeing the threes, but Caitlin Frotz brings in the shooting, but a gritty defensive player, and I think that's what the Vulcans needed when she transferred in last year from UPJ. Sigger's first free throw is no good. 7:41 to go. It's an 8-point game. Both teams with 3 team fouls. Siggers with 7 points in the game, looking to make it 8 if she can sink this one, and she does. And coming in for Siggers is Shannon Jack.
Shannon Jack, she had that one big shot earlier in the game. It's kind of gone a little quiet so far, but only if she gets one more basket, she's already overmatched her season point per game at 4.
Down low, Mahadi. Barrett, layup, good, and a foul. That's the play from Sierra Barrett that we've seen the last few games. Looks like it's starting to come out here.
And come alive in the second half. We predicted that. You called that right in the beginning. Because you can't keep Sierra Barrett down like that. I mean, just 2 defenders like that. And now Deasia Chambers, that was on Deasia Chambers, so now she has 3 fouls, and she's coming right out of the game. In California, with 7:30 left right there, put Chambers on the bench, and she's probably going to be there for a long while now because she has 3 fouls.
And Brianna Gross back in for her, who has 4. Barrett's free throw is good. Sierra Barrett now has 5 points in the game. Ayala going to bring it up. 8-point lead for the Vulcans. Actually, excuse me, it's a 10-point lead, 62-52. The scoreboard had not updated at the moment. Gross trying to shake off Frotz, not able to. Puts up a shot. It's good, though. Wow, what a play by Brianna Gross. 4 fouls. Was not afraid to attack Frotz in that play.
And she worked right around Frotz. I mean, she's taller than Frotz. She's 5'11". She is 5'11". She's coming around like that.
Frotz 3, good. Why not? Caitlin Frotz coming right back. 20 points now for the senior.
Incredible performance. Now she's starting to get heated up again. Got those looks are there, and when she's dialed up like that, we're gonna see Chambers come right back into the game. Slippery Rock needs her. It's desperation time.
Jack puts up a shot. Good. Hoping a prayer on that one against Doran. She gets the fall.
They can get them any way possible here. Slippery Rock just trying to stay in the game. I credit their effort in this game. They've exceeded my expectations of how Slippery Rocks have played this game after getting mauled by IUP last week.
Barrett layup good. 7 points for Sierra Barrett.
Timeout.
There's just going to be an official's timeout. It looks like they're going to let Deasia Chambers come in for the substitution, and she knocks off the possession arrow coming in. So it's a good thing it didn't fall or break, unless there would have been some chaos from the officials and all the people in the court. But Chambers coming back into the game. Looks like Hardiman was the one to exit.
Now there's
going to be now there's going to be a timeout called by McGraw and Slippery Rock after it's back up to an 11-point lead. It's all been done by Caitlin Frotz, but Sierra Barrett, about 7 points in the last minute or so. She's starting to come alive late in this game.
And it's what we expected here. In California, that's kind of why Slippery Rock was able to hang around. They didn't have the production as Sierra Barrett. 7 points this half, all in the 7 half here. And while we're going to talk about our upcoming schedules, Zach, we're going to go up to Erie again on Wednesday, playing Mercers. That's going to be a tricky game for these women, and also in the men too. The men haven't won there in a couple of years. Then Edinburgh and Stan Swank come down next Saturday. That'll be a wonderful game. Calistown had success against Swank and Edinburgh the previous year at the Convocation Center. 2 Wednesdays from now, we're going up to IUP. Probably going to be the game of the year. If it's anything it was like the first time when they were at the Convocation Center 2 weeks ago, it's going to be a great game.
Chambers down low, misses the easy layup, gets her offensive rebound, misses again. Gross with the rebound, puts it up, finally goes in. So, kind of an odd play. Deasia Chambers, probably the best player Slippery Rock has, can't get 2 shots to go, but the Brianna Gross gets it to finally go on the third try.
I feel like that's the first time she's missed all game.
And now they're going to call a travel on Caitlin Frotz after, I don't know if she moved her feet on that one, honestly, Matt, and I didn't have a good look at it.
Shuffled. She definitely shuffled on that one, and you get called every time for that, but it's still a 9-point game, 5:58 left, but Brianna Gross has really come alive here. 4 points, playing with it. She got all those points with 4 fouls. It's really upped their game. Kind of more of a under pressure mode. Performs well under pressure.
Pass is stolen by Mahadi, but there's going to be a timeout called by Slippery Rock. Great coaching there from Coach McGraw and Slippery Rock, unless that was going the other way. Mahadi was going to find someone wide open, trailing the other direction. It's a 9-point game with 5:44 to go.
And Zach, the best way to keep it all keep updated with not just the basketball teams, but any team California Vulcans, the new calvulcans.com Vulcans Athletic website, put together by our wonderful sports information director here, Matt Kiefer. Does a great job. And Zach, I love the new website. I feel like it do so much more easier ways to find different things. And we're going to have sitting right across there, Matt Kiefer sitting right there with his grad assistant, Corey. He actually used to live on my dorm floor 2 years ago, but Matt Kiefer does a lot for this school and does a great job keeping all the stats together.
Inbound pass stolen by Glenn. No, Frotz has it. Comes up, and she's just going to all right, I'm just going to come out here. Let's calm this down. I tried my butt off to get that ball. Comes away with a little bit of a limp. Let's just settle down, everybody. Mahadi, Frotz, corner three. No good. Rebound, Doran puts it back up. Misses everything. Barrett back up Mahadi for three. No good. Rebounded by Garut.
The looks were there. Those were good looks on the play. No luck right there, but gotta love Sierra Barrett again, getting underneath there, coming alive, getting those boards. What she does best.
And maybe that's why, she hasn't started a lot. A lot of us have talked, why doesn't she start? She's been doing so well. She's that bench spark, though. And there's going to be a foul called on Mickey Glenn on this one, even though she fell down to the court. So that is going to be Glenn's second foul. Team fourth. Both teams only have 14 fouls with 5:02 to go. Frott's going to check out for Irina Kuko. And it looks like also Siggers and Hardiman have come in for Stapleton, and I believe that was Jack who also exited. Now Chambers for three, no good. Out of bounds off of Chambers. I was waiting to make the call on that one because I didn't know Mahadi was going to run and grab it. Chambers decided to go get it, but she threw it out of bounds anyways.
She tried to hit Mahadi on that one on the way out, but it didn't work, so.
4:48 to go. California trying to milk some clock on this possession. Mahadi going around. Throws it back over to Doran. Doran for a long two. No good. Out of bounds off of Barrett, who's trying for the rebound. Slippery Rock ball, 4:36 to go. Gross coming back in for Garut.
And Barrett tried to kind of a repeat play. Both involved the basketball on the baseline there. Deasia Chambers on the other end with Mahadi trying to force it out on her. That time Barrett tried to force it out on Deasia Chambers.
Gross going to the basket. Puts up a shot. Misses everything. Mahadi with the rebound. Mahadi coming up, 4:20 to go. From behind, it's stolen away by Hardiman. Great play there. Siggers going up to the basket, puts up a shot, no good. But a foul going to be called on Mickey Glenn, even though she was trying to trail away from her. That will be Glenn's third foul. Still a 9-point game, but Slippery Rock, they just have not let California get that one basket that would put this away for good.
And there's still a lot of time left too. 4:13, 67-58. And California, they could have put away the first half, they didn't. That one run there with Deasia Chambers was out of the game, they didn't. But these are some big free throws right here, and that is a catastrophic miss.
Big miss there for Siggers. She has 8 points, comes in averaging 10.5 a game. Had herself a kind of a bad first half, picked it up a little bit here in the second. Ready for the second free throw. That one is good, so Siggers now has 9 points. She will check out. Jack Stapleton come in. Hardiman also takes a seat on the bench, as well as Deasia Chambers. Danielle Garut coming in for her. And I'm sure Chambers is going to be on there maybe 1 or 2 possessions. We also have the final media timeout in just over 6 seconds.
Still have a spark right there, but they need Chambers every way possible to try to cut in this 8-point lead.
Doran, Glenn, able to corral the tall pass, even though she's not that tall. Doran, Mahadi, takes the long two. No good. Offensive rebound, Doran puts it up and good. Nice play there. Lana Doran, she has 5.
I didn't even see Lana Doran come out. It just came out of nowhere to pick up the garbage there and put it back in there. Lana Doran, 5 points right now, and just really starting to get it together.
Doran forces Jack to lose the ball, still maintains possession though for the Rock.
I'll tell you what, she's lucky the official was right there. That ball was going out of bounds.
3:27 to go. Aiello's shot blocked by Sierra Barrett. My goodness. 6 foot against 5'3". No offense to Erica Aiello. You're going to have a tough time winning that matchup.
You're going to have a bad time. That's all you can say right there. Sierra Barrett, new brand of basketball the second half.
Kuko in the corner. Over to Glenn. Glenn had a quiet day on offense, but it's defense that counts for her. Mahadi. Glenn takes the long two. No good. Tipped into Danielle Garut's hands. 2:52 to go. Our next stoppage will be the final media, and the 3 players for Slippery Rock that just came out will be coming back in at that time.
Yeah, it's going to be Chambers, Siggers, and Hardiman.
That is Jack with it. Going in the basket. Blocked by Mahadi. She gets the rebound.
That's just great defense right there. But as long as this game keeps going and there's no stoppage, that hurts Slippery Rock because 3 of your best players and your top scorer are sitting right there on the sideline and not in the game.
Mahadi throws it to Glenn in the corner. Back to Mahadi in the far wing. 2:18 to go. 12 to shoot. Doran, number 12, has it. Mahadi down low, Kuko. Kuko back to Mahadi. Corner 3. No good. Barrett tried to tip it. Gross gets the rebound. 2:05 to go. Still a 10-point game.
She nearly had that with the right hand.
Aiello puts up the floater. It's no good. Gross offensive rebound puts it up, and it is good. Brianna Gross, 6 points for her, and that's going to be the media timeout. 1:57 to go. We'll take a break. 8-point game with a lot of time left. Vulcans trying to hold on and beat the Rock on CUTV.
With 18 institutions, my conference is the largest league across all NCAA classifications. With nearly 7,000 student athletes competing in 23 championships, my conference sponsors the most championships in Division II. With a 78% academic success rate, my conference graduates student athletes well above the national average. We compete with passion. We take pride in our efforts in the arena and in the classroom. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Passion, pride, Pennsylvania.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to make a wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted.
We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
We are back at the Convocation Center. California has an 8-point lead over Slippery Rock. We've been saying it so many times, though, Matt. California tries to pull away, but Slippery Rock just won't let them. There's not that one moment in this game where you thought, okay, California's going to win.
Oh, yeah.
There's only like a minute 50-something left, but Slippery Rock is very much in this game.
Oh, no, yeah. It's only an 8-point game, only a couple possessions here, and they got a lot of time to come back. And just credit Slippery Rock. I mean, I already said it earlier that they've exceeded my expectations. After you have a team that gets destroyed by 28 against IUP on their own home court. That rips their heart out for a couple weeks, but they got some momentum back with that big win at home against Clarion and carries over in this game.
Mahadi to Glenn, top of the key. 12 to shoot. Mahadi for 3. It's good. Emma Mahadi. She has 20 points now.
And Zach, game, set, match.
That might be the dagger finally in this one for California. Pull away. Glenn tries to take it away. Siggers puts up a shot, misses everything, goes out of bounds. Oh my goodness.
Oh, ow.
That's Hardiman plowing over Mickey Glenn. I think they're going to call a foul on that one because Hardiman basically just thrust herself at Glenn, who was going out of bounds.
Yeah, that's...
Goodness gracious.
I like Hardiman's play right there, but you got to watch right there. You got to be very careful. You got to watch. I mean, the basketball's going out. If Mickey Glenn touched that, and if it wasn't on Hardiman, that probably still would have been Slippery Rock basketball. And Aiello's going to get called there for a foul.
That's her first. That is the team 6th. So that's going to send. Actually, its next foul is going to send California to the bonus. Excuse me. 1:15 to go. At this point, I think Slippery Rock has to start fouling.
Yes, they absolutely do. They're fouling the wrong girl.
Yeah, Mickey Glenn had a bad shooting game at the line against IUP, but since then she's had a pretty decent time at the line. Mickey Glenn has 7 points, and you know what, Matt, we have to acknowledge this. The best line we've ever heard from the fans. Mahadi is such a hottie. And tell you what, with her with her play today, 20 points, Glenn going to the line, trying to make her 11-point game. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, she's done it all, and she stepped up along with her fellow teammates, and especially the seniors.
And the free throw is no good for Mickey Glenn, so not coming up in the clutch when she usually does. She stays at 7 points.
Cal went 8 for 8 to close out Seton Hill last Saturday, by the way.
Aiello's shot hits rim. Barrett rebound. Glenn has it in the corner, and she's going to be fouled. We'll see who that one's going to go on, either Siggers or Aiello.
She almost lost the ball on the baseline there. Maybe if Slippery Rock would have kind of pulled back a little bit, they might have created a turnover, but you never know. But now it's kind of like when it's closing time, you put Mickey Glenn. Mickey Glenn's kind of that Mariano Rivera, that closer, puts the game away right there and goes right back to the line, see if she can hit rebound from that last missed free throw.
And she usually misses a couple a game. She's a very good free throw shooter, but she'll always have 1 or 2 where she misses a game. This one is good. Mickey Glenn with 8 points in the game now. She could become the 4th Vulcan in double figures if she's able to keep getting these foul shots. Sierra Barrett with 7, Lana Doran with 5, and the only other player to score, Cece Dixon with 2. The second is good, so Mickey Glenn has 9 points. Aiello bringing it across court for Slippery. Trying to go to the basket, puts up a shot, missed everything. Rebounded by Gross. Siggers for 3, no good. Mahadi rebound. And Slippery, they're going to stop fouling. I think they've realized the coffin's closing. California is going to win this game. And tell you what, man, we have to acknowledge just the claps from the fans here today.
Wonderful.
One of the largest crowds are standing up and cheering for this team. And you know what? We have to mention it.
Yes.
Shanice Clark is looking down on these players right now and giving them the boost they need to win this game.
Tell you what, California, they played with 6 today. 44 was on that court, and this one's for Shanice.
Chambers to the basket. It's good, so give her 21 in the game. 15 seconds left. That's all she's going to write. It's going to be an 11-point win for the Vulcans, 74-63. The emotions, Sierra Barrett, Lana Doran hugging at court. All 5 players huddling
Wonderful
up.
Scene.
A great scene
That's
here.
That's wonderful. That is what sports about right there.
This
We had
has
the
been
football team here, the softball team here. I saw a soccer team over there. We're one family here at Cal, and to do something like that is just wonderful.
Like their shirts say, forever family. It's been an honor calling this game with you, Matt.
Yep,
California gets the win, 74-63 in the first home game since the loss of Shanice Clark. Shanice, you're in our thoughts, you're in our prayers. We miss you, but you were felt here today on the court. For everyone on the crew, myself, Matt Hagee, Gary Smith directing, and everybody else, thank you for watching. California wins the game, 74-63.